sure that that Isabel can make the meeting. But then, unfortunately, at the same time, we have Alexis on the other side, all the way over in Australia. So it's 5 a.m. there. So this is really an update, and I think because Alexis is more than aware of everything, I think it might be. She said it's okay that we just go ahead. In addition to that, what I really wanted to make sure is that that everybody was just up to speed as to where we are and what we're doing, because there are a lot of very good developments that are taking place, and that's what I just wanted to share. So let's just wait. Let's just give it a 4 more minute grace period. It's 18:01, so we'll just wait till 18:05. Then we will launch always on a timely manner. So we'll see where we are. So anything to report, Anne? So I know you have the candidates, which is
yes.
Excellent. Yeah.
So it's Atom, and he's from Congo. He's from Kinshasa, and he wants to start MBA in September, and
with the RIARA.
yeah, exactly. And he would also be interested to develop the same kind of system, but in Congo, because it doesn't exist.
Yes, it doesn't.
So maybe you could work with him once you get to know him,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He is very kind of famous, I would say. He's the pastor of the new president of Congo.
Okay.
And he's also the pastor for the competitor of the new president. They are in the same church, in fact.
Oh, they're in the same church, so they have a good relationship.
Yes,
that's interesting.
Exactly.
So in other words, he's well connected and can
yes.
provide us with some sort of leverage leeway. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me share this with you, and if you can hear me.
Yes, perfectly.
I did visit Kinshasa a couple of years ago for the Dr. Mouly's venture. It was called TELA at the time.
That's right.
Had the opportunity to meet with the Secretary General of the Office of the Presidency. And there is a huge need in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So yes. I know the two of us have talked about doing a Skype meeting. So let's try to arrange for one sometime next week, and I can fill you in more on what I've been doing there.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Absolutely. That's something we can talk about. We can all talk about some more. Yeah. That's great, Anne. If you speak to Samir, that way we can see where we are.
Exactly. Good. And also, I have another student but that's for BBI. It's a lady who has a restaurant in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
And she would be interested to do the program, but not starting in September, but starting next year.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that all sounds good, but I think we also have to. There's just a couple of things that we need to talk about when it comes to our student numbers, especially how we have to manage the marketing approach. Okay, I think we kick off. Let's kick off the meeting first of all, because it is 5 past, and we're gonna make the meeting short, sweet, to the point, and we're not gonna drag on for very long. I cannot use my video, so I'm glad that Samir, you're able to use your videos. I'm in Malindi, Kenya right now, and I'll give you a little background as to why. So I think the first thing I just want to quickly mention is just jump in. This is not a formal meeting. This is really an update, and so there's no real structure that I'm looking at here, other than trying to make sure that everybody is up to speed and that we are meeting on not on a very regular basis, but at least we are meeting on a needs basis. I think that's very important, especially because the summer is coming up, number one, and there are a number of developments. So the first thing is that Louis is here. Thank you, Louis.
Yeah, Louis here. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, good
Hi,
to see you. Looks like it's very hot there because you're in a t-shirt.
Yeah. It's 20 degrees here in Luxembourg.
Oh,
and full
okay.
sunny, blue sky, sunny, really nice weather.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Thank you. So the only thing I wanted to mention quickly here is there are a couple of developments that everybody should be aware of. The first one, let me just refer to, pertains to Riara University. So as you may all know, we are working very closely with trying to ensure that we can kickstart the Riara online campus. I have met with the owner of the daughter of the program. I have worked with the vice chancellor, and I have been working with the dean of the business school very closely. We have given them everything they need, and right now where we are is approval. So the Commission for University Education in Kenya must approve all new programs or courses that are submitted by accredited universities. This is normal. So we are an agent. We're working here as a service provider for Riara University, and they now have copies of everything they need in order for us to kickstart this campaign, this online campus in October. Now, the thing is that Riara University can be a gateway for us. It can be a major gateway in East Africa and the rest of Africa. We have that potential because as soon as some of the other universities saw that they now have an online campus, I was contacted by another university, the Kenya Methodist University. They have 6,000 students. And I think I shared the pictures of the presentation that took place on April the 5th. So I presented to them, and they are keen. Was it April 5th? Well, yeah. And they are keen on taking all the steps necessary for us to also build and operate an online campus for them. They looked at the contract. So this looks quite interesting that we have these developments on this side of the horizon, of the equator anyway. Actually, we're on the same side of the equator, but in Africa. So the other development that I think is now just to conclude, as far as Riara University is concerned, the Commission for University Education can be very difficult. They could delay. They could stop. They could support us. So it's up in the air, and this is what's going to be the determining factor. This is why we're using a two-pronged approach. We don't want to just rely on one university, but we're going to try and see if we can get the same for other universities who would also approach the Commission for University Education in an application to run online courses that they are offering through us. That's the status of where we are with Riara University. What's also, I think, quite interesting is that, and I'm just going to make a quick jump here, is that we have the possibility of now offering directly to students on the African continent, specifically even in Kenya, certificate courses in paralegal, in CPA. But let me just talk about the CPA specifically because this is more pertinent. So these certified public accountant program leads up to an examination, as you may be aware. So we will issue a completion certificate, but prepare students for CPA examination. So we're able to now offer these courses, and this is something that has been in long development. But what is interesting about this is that most of the courses will overlap or will be relatively similar to what we are offering in our MBA program, meaning that we can use a lot of our professors, but with a target towards the questions and the assessments to pass the CPA examination. The other course that we're now going to be offering, and I think this might be interesting for European candidates, is we're focused on. So if you were to look, let me just say quickly at the academics page, and you were to go to the certificate programs, you will find under the accounting certification, there's not only the brochure, but the program description, and of course, the link to the course, which is going to be delivered in an online format. So in that respect, there is a paralegal certificate program because we have had applicants already on continental Europe who are interested in a paralegal certificate. Now, the thing about paralegal certificates that becomes very tricky, especially because the laws are not standardized. We're talking about paralegals who may be qualified in various or again, the laws do not apply universally on a country by country basis. So we're going to be looking at this. Also, by the way, goes for the CPA in Europe specifically. That becomes very complicated because each country in the European Union has its own approach, has its own certification. But we provide the fundamental basis for students to take the examinations. The paralegal certification for continental Europe is very interesting because what this will allow us to do is offer core courses. And again, under the same certification area, we have a paralegal certificate program that has been developed. And these core courses are aimed at trying to make sure that the students have a fundamental understanding of what a paralegal is and can do, and what support services paralegals can do and can provide in the legal environment and so on. So there are these are all support based. There is no standardized examination similar to the CPA. So this will be a little easier to deliver. And in addition to that, let me just add that what we are able to do on account of this interesting development is that we're able to offer a campus week, and this campus week will be aligned with the European Court of Justice. The Court of Justice is located in Luxembourg. The Court of Justice of the European Union. And what we are going to be able to do is not only offer a networking potential, but also offer the visitations that are offered, that are provided for in the system here. So this is part of what we're trying to make sure becomes our unique selling point, that we have access to this location because Luxembourg is the host, as you can see here, and we can arrange for guided tour visits of the institution. So I think this is a pretty interesting selling point. We do have applicants already for the paralegal certificate, and hopefully we'll be able to get enough to merit running the course. The other development, which I find quite intriguing, is that we have an opportunity through Patrizia to meet with I believe it's he's the managing director, or at least the head of the Luxembourg House of Training. Louis, I don't know if you're aware of the House of Training, but we now have a meeting. Yeah. So the House of Training is is very interesting. They're part of the Chamber of Commerce in Luxembourg, and what they do is that they partner with various institutions, various academic institutions, and they have now started an online division. So the online division has various courses that they are offering, but they're very limited. And so we are going to have, we've already scheduled a meeting, and maybe perhaps Louis, you can take part in the meeting when we go. Sorry, we're scheduling the meeting with Patricia, and so when we go, we're going to be basically trying to make sure that we can offer something uniquely different. And one of those uniquely different propositions has to do with our latest partner. This was part of the reason why we have this new partner, and this is the De Kooster Academy. So the De Kooster Academy does something quite unique. They do project management, and project management is something that is quite in demand. So the De Kooster Academy is our latest partner. Here they are. And we will be, through them, offering project management courses, project management certificates. And the first, I went to Prague specifically to meet with Luc De Kooster, and we will be meeting with Luc, and we'll be, of course, coming forward with the creation of the course and so on. So I think it'll be quite interesting when this takes off, especially in light of a certificate program that we can offer through the House of Training, along with a paralegal certification, along with the blockchain certification, because all they do offer are certificate courses, by the way. So this is what I think is quite interesting as a new development. The last point I think that can be mentioned is we're still working with the International Graduate Center. I will be delivering a course with the team over there. And the reason why I'm delivering this is to not only get to know them a little better, but they are interested and still waiting for approval for their DBA, the Doctor of Business Administration. Once we have the approval through, then I believe by the end of June, I'll be there May 25th and 26th, and June also at the end of June. Then hopefully we'll be able to start creating our Doctor of Business Administration courses for the International Graduate Center, and thereby offer these through EBU. The interesting thing is, I would say that we are also on the verge of moving forward with BBI. So this is something that I think has been a very key development. So as you can see from their website, we are now very heartily advertised as being, of course, the e-learning deliverer for the Brussels Business Institute. Anything you want to add, Louis, on this?
No, it's okay. I just talked to Hans yesterday, and he is trying to get it even more visible, and now also spreading it a little bit around over our correspondence. So we hope that for August that we have the critical number we need to start for the first group.
Precisely. So I think we should be able to hit that number. So let's see, but we won't count our chickens, as you said before, quite correctly as well. The last thing I just want to highlight is that if we take a look at our target here in terms of where we are, where we are with our targeting. I just wanted to point out that the statistics are very interesting. I think I don't have Manal here, but I can say that from the statistics of the as far as the hits and so on and so forth, I think in the last 30 days we've had over 1,000 visits 420 hits. 420 visitors in the last 365 days. This has been quite interesting because we have really been pushing our marketing of the website. And what we're trying to do specifically is try and target this on the basis of search engine optimization to make sure that these numbers are going to be greater, because this might seem like an interesting number, but we can certainly jack these numbers up a lot more through search engine optimization. So as of today, if you look at the recent visitors, or if you look at the top 20 countries, Egypt ranks #1 with 775 visitors, and Kenya with 286. And the reason for this is that we targeted these two countries, or I should say Alexis specifically targeted these two countries using digital marketing as an approach, specifically MailChimp and Facebook as well. We did use that actively. So United Arab Emirates is over here at 24. We did not use the digital marketing tools on any of the other countries other than Egypt and Kenya, specifically to push for the Riara University. So what we're going to do is need to come up with a formula for how we want to really employ search engine optimization to boost our numbers quite heavily here in terms of the overall stats. So this is of course just one version of how we can look at the data. There are better versions. There's the different approaches. But as you can see here, because of our use of Facebook, this is one of the top referring sites. Instagram, we also do use Instagram as a reference point, and so it becomes the highlight there as well. And of course, our website itself. Okay, and we can follow the paths as to where these are coming from and so on. So that's really all I wanted to quickly highlight for everybody, and just really say that I think coming to the summer vacation, we're still going to be doing quite a bit of work. We've been feverishly working on trying to make sure that everything is in place, and then trying to also inform all of the faculty so that they are up to date as to where we are and are more and more prepared. So hopefully, as Louis indicated, if we have those numbers we need, then we will launch. That's the conservative. Our conservative estimate is that I think we will have 15. This is a conservative estimate, and with 15, we're more than this. This more than meets our basic need, basic capacity to launch. So that's all I really wanted to say. I don't want to drag anything beyond the data that I just want to present, and just highlight anything else that might come up. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If not, I'm also happy not to answer them. but I am on vacation, but it's been a working vacation, and really very interesting, because I think that there's just incredible potential from where I stand. I think that this is truly going to be very, very interesting. And every single person that I have spoken to and that we have been discussing this concept with has reacted very positively. I have meetings with different universities in Germany. Germany seems to be such an interesting test bed because they are so far behind technologically. You would not believe it. That when it comes to e-learning, they still are wondering, what is it? And they're starting to realize that they really do need to increase their numbers, and everybody else is doing this so-called e-learning, and they are not. So it's very interesting when I meet with Jacobs University. I've mentioned them before to you, Louis. I have a meeting now planned with them when I am in Bremen, and I think they're very, very keen, as are, and this will snowball into other universities that I plan on meeting with and plan on providing our position here on. So we do not have a lack of interest. We do not have that. We have great interest. And all we need now is to get the ball really rolling. And once we get rolling, I think then it becomes all hands on deck.
Okay. When are you back in Luxembourg? My question, James.
I will be back on Sunday, so we won't have our coffee.
No, so next week.
Next week we'll have our coffee, yes.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So enjoy Easter time.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And does anybody have any other comments or questions first before we conclude?
No,
not
it's
for
all
now.
very
No.
exciting.
No? Okay. Anne, you're okay?
Yes, I'm okay. Thank you.
Samir, any thoughts? Any final thoughts, questions?
No, I think this is great. This is exciting. I'm going to be chatting with Anne right after we're done to talk more about the Congo situation.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so that's it. Perfect half-an-hour meeting. And I think we look forward to the next stage. So I'll keep everybody up to date. I think we'll, like I said, we meet when we need to, not just to meet for meeting's sake, and only when there's really something to report. So I think the next thing that I would be interested in doing is keeping a line open on, I guess, Louis, this is really now all in your court as to the numbers. As soon as we know that we're hitting a certain number of true, complete confirmed applicants, paid applicants, whatever the case, then we can really, then we really have to start lining up all of the tasks that have to be done and so on, that, before the terms begins. So what's going to be critical for us is to really know where are we, what numbers are we hitting. If it's 0, we need to know it's 0. If it's still 0, we need to know it's still 0.
Yeah.
But
let's hope it will be more.
Yeah, but we still need to know, I think, on a routine basis, it's still 0, it's still 0, as opposed to 0 information.
I think it's now the critical period where we, because students are now asked, we have a lot of requests
now.
We have no registration for the moment.
Yes, this is usually that period.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, James, enjoy Kenya. See you next week.
Yep, thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Tina. Thanks, Samir. And Louis. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
What form was that?
It was a course by conference form.
Course by conference for entrepreneurship?
Yes.
It's in Mr. Deloach's office.
Okay.